one discounts any other part of it.
But in the vein of me getting on these airwaves, I'm not gonna never deny my father's value or deny his impact, deny the opportunity from.
I've never heard Kiss say.
And I ain't making it about Kiss. I'm making it my son, Pissy Hallways, the palm tree.
Now,
nigga, you've
funny.
never been in the Pissy Hallway.
That's hilarious.
Never.
You was so mad that day.
But we laughing at it because it's a fucking trope.
It was funny to me, but you was mad. Like you like, look at this shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah, what Pissy Hallway you been in, nigga? It's a trope.
Sure. But I don't know that to be Jada's case, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't know that.
And I ain't saying it's Jada. I'm saying there's an overall trope that we allow and honor. We damn near honor this shit. Matter of fact, there's a thought process that if you come from a household with a daddy, you a bitch.
Sure.
Come on, man.
But I also know that not to be true. But I just think back to me growing up over East, going to Bryn Mawr, 73rd and Jeffrey.
The camera's on.
First through 8th grade. You do your job. They're doing their job.
Okay, my bad.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
I was watching the behind the scenes clip that people put up from the Mayor episode, and I was looking at it, and they was doing shit, and none of it looked familiar to me. I was like, I don't know none of this shit, but I can see us through the lens of the thing, and it's like, oh, I can see the show is happening, but I don't know none of the shit that's making it happen. But no, so growing up, there was a handful of us that went to the school. Shit, most of us went to the school 1st to 8th grade, and we was tight the whole time. Out of them 10, 12 dudes, one person had a father in the crib. One, my homie Phillip. Like Phil had a father in the crib, but like Phil was on the same type of time we was on, and it was like levels of. It was like.
Checkbook man is killing me right now.
You are stupid, man. I'm just saying, man. I respect the duality of people's lives, like. Even my own self. Now I didn't grow up with a father in the house, right? But I grew up with a mother that gave a damn, and I had J's, I had video games, I had whatever fuck I needed, right? I was cool. I'm
getting frustrated, dog. I'm sorry.
Okay, then.
I'm sorry.
Can you stop fucking about our show or you go?
Go get him. We gotta get him. It's getting outrageous, G.
Come on, bro.
Anyway,
do you hate his music or do you hear it?
Hey, I hear him. You don't hear it? You was talking.
I can ignore shit.
Phil from Bryn Mawr. I'm here. I'm focused. I'm back on board.
Welcome to this edition of Herb and Two, alongside the distracted and annoying Toussaint Warner. My name is Herb Howard. This is where we get together and talk about issues that currently impact the black community. We talk about how those issues impact us individually and collectively, and along with your help, we talk through these issues in the hopes of finding the optimum solutions for how we can overcome said issues. Again, overcome them individually, but more importantly, overcome them as a collective. Thank y'all so very, very much. I want to thank everybody personally for hitting us up, sending the DMs, text, whatever, the repost, all that stuff for the mayor, the episode that went out with the mayor last week. We appreciate y'all for rocking with that in the way that y'all have. If y'all have not, make sure y'all go back and check it out. Mayor Brandon Johnson of Chicago was on the pod, sitting right here hanging out with us last week. The episode is up and it is out.
You got a lot of them calls too?
Yeah, calls, texts, random, just people like, yo, man, I saw the thing, that's dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a few of them too, man.
Some people hit me up like
from important people.
Some people hit me up like, man, that
it changed our cachet, bro.
Yeah, I think, which is interesting to me, man.
Me too.
Which is interesting to me.
Me too.
Not in the sense like I understood what it could be and what it could mean. I get that part of it, but I don't think it changed anything about our like content or conversation or how we think individually. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, we've been thinking this. Somebody hit me up. Somebody who rocks with the show. D. Lim. Fuck it.
D. Lim. You.
He hit me up. My brother, for sure. He hit me up. He's like, man, that motherfucking quote was, one of them quotes was powerful. I was like, which one was that? And he was like, man, the one where the mayor was like,
with his kid.
Nah. He was like, it's like Thanksgiving. Everything on the plate, but ain't nothing touching. I'm like, dude, you've been watching our show for 10 years.
You've been saying that since we started this.
You've been saying that
since the kitchen table.
It ain't gumbo. It's Thanksgiving.
First of all, I gotta get more respect.
Hey, shout out to D though. He been holding it down on a lot of fronts.
I love D, but I'm no.
I just mean about the podcast. He been holding some shit down.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I know. I already know.
Yeah.
We got some other shit working on that.
I know. Hit me. Yeah,
fuck all that. I love you, nigga. Hey, salute to you, King.
Gumbo, hot dogs, whatever.
Gumbo, whatever you like. But nah, I'm Nostradamus, G.
Okay, come with it.
Right? We joke about the Puffy shit. And I was like, I predicted he was gonna be in jail like 2 years, a year, whatever the number was. I don't remember.
Yeah.
When I was like, Puff going to jail, it was like everybody was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then Puff goes to jail. But I was just going back through the trajectory, G.
Yeah.
It's so much shit I be saying, and I be like, that happened. That happened. That happened. And I don't give my credit for it. But here's the problem. I was just telling you a minute ago, like I got sent this Lupe fiasco kind of documentary thing, right? And the dude who made this little joint about Lupe was like, super Lupe fan. But he was like, the name of the documentary is, it's hard as hell being a Lupe fiasco fan, right? And the concept behind it was like, Lou is so smart and so ahead of his time that because of that, he gets overlooked or seen as a weirdo and not valued and da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And it plays into the conversation we was having too about Jada or just the trope of toughness around hip hop too, right? Because low key, quietly, if anybody knows, like Lou is a West Side kid for real. If you really know about the city, Aisha Jaco, who is Lou's big sister, is the president of the West Side Health Authority, which is an organization group that's boots on the ground on the West Side. And if you got any understanding of the West Side of Chicago, that front line, boots on the ground, you got to be in the trenches. You know what I mean? And you know the history of his daddy in the trenches. Like Lou comes from that. But because he comes from that, so closely related to that, and because of his just mental understanding, and it's been stated clearly, I don't even like Lou. I know Lou personally. I like him, right? We've been there with Lou a few times, right?
To the list of people you do like is much shorter.
It's very small, right?
Okay.
But him specifically is personal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that, I don't deny the authentic version of who Lou is.
Oh, speaking of people you don't like.
Right?
Remind me.
The authentic version of who Lou is.
Okay.
And what dude's whole argument was, it's very hard being a fan of dude because on one hand, he tries to create this trope of moving away from this energy, right?
Sure.
I'm rejecting this energy.
Right.
Even though I'm authentically related to it in a way that probably most of y'all ain't.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying? And I'm smart enough to I'm worldly, right? So I want to talk about worldly shit. But the minds of the fan base in most instances are not worldly, are not as advanced, are not, you said the Clipse album, most people can't keep up with how the lyrics move, right? So he finds himself in these situations where it's like that, because he creates a certain energy, he gets viewed a certain way. And it threatens his authenticity because it's like, man, you judging me off some shit you can't really quantify. The documentary is an interesting thing, and it says, even though he was this far ahead, what he says was Lou was supposed to be Kendrick. And I kind of argue that that's genuine.
I can see that for sure, but I think that Kendrick has made some strategic connections that have put him in a different space than, say, Lupe. I think Lupe, while he is regarded amongst spitters, right, and amongst like hip hop purists, he's regarded amongst spitters and hip hop purists as a great lyricist, like one of the best. That has to be Blue, as one of the best. But
Good.
he hasn't made like the certain connections that like Kendrick has made in terms of either with producers or the artists. So I just think that's really the part that separates them two in front of that. But I think they both can spit for sure. Either way, I do want to talk about this Clipse album though.
Even before we get there, I gotta do something just real quick.
If it's about somebody you don't like, wait, just leave it because I'm waiting for that later.
Kind of, sort of, but not really like. But I gotta say it.
Okay.
Two things. One, shout out to White Boy Jake because he sent us both a text last week, and it was a text. Yes, he did. Okay. Well, he sent it in our DMs, I guess.
Okay.
And it basically was an ode to Eastside Crackhead. Right.
R.I.P.
And if you really been rocking with us for the duration of our show, you should know who Eastside Crackhead is.
You about that life? Listen, I don't care if we get this whole show flagged. P, we need like 10, 15 seconds of you about that life into this episode at some point.
Like, right.
This is how we used to open shows. Mostly how we used to close them, but it was so rushed.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Eastside Crackhead.
So rest in peace to Eastside Crackhead. Even though it's a Chicago-based show, Eastside Crackhead is a Harlem cat who was legitimately a crackhead. I hate that we kind of like honoring these tropes and these stereotypes. But he was
were the bars there or not?
He was a very talented guy, and we were huge fans of Eastside Crackhead.
Were the bars there? And
we would rock out to Eastside Crackhead on every show. So just out of respect, we want to say rest in peace to Eastside Crackhead. Secondly, by the time this show airs, my son will have had his 20th birthday. So I just want to say happy birthday, E. Love you, man. And then we can move on.
E, I love you too. You get on my nerves, stay on my DMs talking foolishness.
That's about right.
At least a couple times a week, he just hit me with some pure foolishness.
Yeah, I blame his mom.
I'll be like,
he definitely got his mom's
Get out my damn deal.
You know
Clipse album.
Dope album.
Fire.
Dope album.
Fire. For them to have not been in the studio together in 15 years since Malice took his hiatus, he found the Lord and went head first into that. I don't have no funny shit about it. That's just what he did. And he said he had to do it. No telling what he would have did if he didn't do it. He did it, and now he's come back. And I think that, I guess the first thing I want to talk about is he's facing a little bit of backlash, right? From, how people just like to hold you to this ultimate standard accountability shit. It's like, well, how you gonna be back rapping now and y'all talk about drugs and killing people when you supposed to be super Jesus, man? And it's just like, number one, what you alluded to, you motherfuckers don't know the music, man. Like there's a level of, I don't know, skill that you have to even listen to shit like this.
Intellect.
Understanding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got to know what real spitting is.
It's poetry and prose.
Like if your whole playlist, every time I get in your car, it's, I don't know, Cardi, whoever, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mean the woman Cardi, it's a nigga named Cardi. Like, yeah, Playboy Cardi or whoever. No diss to them. That's your style, Mm-hmm. But if that's the only thing you listen to, you're not even really catching what somebody like Clipse said. Remember 2 years ago, High Park Summer Fest.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 Chainz perform late at night, everybody drinking all day, and then they had Pusha perform after him.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody left.
All energy left the room.
They walked away from the stage on Pusha.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even blaming the people, because it's a different mindset you got to be in. Man, we've been on this park all day, we drinking. 2 Chainz made everybody strip and twerk. And then we got supposed to listen to these bars. I'm going home. I'll be the traffic. I didn't even disagree with them. I stood there because I like to hear Pusha spit.
No, that's real.
But I get that has to be reversed.
I forgot about that. That's real.
Yeah, that has to be reversed.
Yeah, we watched that in real time.
Yeah,
like the whole crowd walked away.
The whole crowd like,
That's real.
Nobody has time for these bars, fam. We just got done twerking.
But that also speaks to the same thing I was just saying about that dichotomy and the ignorance and the stereotypes and how the powers that be, is the tail wagging the dog or is the dog wagging the tail?
Tough to
tell. Because if we pull back the layers, right, and go back to the inception of rapping in the context of hip hop,
mm-hmm.
and we go back through every genre and see who the stars were, right? No matter y'all young, but no matter how you feel about it, Melly Mel was a star because he could rap at the time when everybody was like hip hoppity hip, and Mel started really making real poetry and prose.
Right.
After Melly Mel, who do you get? You get Rakim and Eric B.
Big Daddy
you
Kane.
Get Big Daddy Kane. Mm-hmm. You get Cool G Rap. All real rappers.
Spitters, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they could really spit.
Yeah.
Right? And even the next generation, the golden era, Jay is a rapper. You can say what you want. Jay can rap. Nas can rap. You understand what I'm saying? Those
Prodigy,
they were all stars.
Rappers.
Those were the guys that they made stars. Now don't get it twisted. Sir Mix-a-Lot came out amongst that crew too.
Chris Cross came out during that time.
And all them, they existed in their space.
Yeah.
But the culture honored the spitters.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Today there's these tropes where niggas is proud to say, yeah, I don't write my raps.
Yeah.
That's not something to be proud of, bro.
Nah.
That's not. You know what I mean? So we've even changed the conversation to make new genres because of how dumbed down the skill set is gone.
Mumble rap is a real thing.
It's a real thing, right? So when the Clipse come back and they are elders, like Malice is 52. Right? Pusha is what, 47, 48?
Malice 52. Malice 52, I think Malice 48.
Malice, so Pusha would
Malice
be 48.
52, Pusha 48.
Yeah, these is old men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say old,
I get what you're
qualify
saying.
myself as old, but in that sport, they old men.
This is the first time we've seen, what do you feel about that in general though? This is the first time that we've seen rap get to that level in terms of age. Where as any other genre, rock and roll, fuck Kiss on tour. Gene Simmons got to be 7,000 years old. I don't think he can stick his tongue out anymore. But he's on tour. The Rolling Stones, all of them, name them all, right? They all still do this shit. Whereas in rap, there's this belief that you're supposed to age out.
So what are
you saying about our genre? What are you saying about our culture if you think at some point you're supposed to be too old for this bullshit?
So I'm going to challenge you, though. And I'm going to bring in the Nilly Fuller quote. So you fully understand white supremacy, what it is, how it operates, everything you think you understand will only confuse you. If we go to basketball, if we go to music, if we go to all these spaces where black people kind of dominate, we realize they all under 100 years old.
Yeah.
Right? And they have to be.
Yeah.
Because you wasn't allowed in any
when the fuck else we gonna
no industry that black people in is over 100 years old, where we dominate. Right? So what that says is we making up stereotypes and tropes as we go without having the experience. So you say Gene Simmons is this old, he's been doing this for this long. Well, how long has rock and rollers been able to do that? How long has the genre been able to allow that? Because at the time there was black rock and rollers too, they just wasn't allowed in the genre. Right? So hip hop
we created all music.
A dominant field where we're in the space where we're dominating. We're for the first time we're seeing what it looks like to age in anything.
Yeah, but I mean even for like my generation, right? So if you came up while it was cracking and the daddy like at some point it was like that Big Daddy Kane too old for you. I don't, you know what I mean?
But I'm speaking to that.
This is the first time where it's really been okay for niggas to go on international tours at 50. I don't think that was okay with Big Daddy Kane. He's probably 60 or whatever now,
but I'm answering your question. I'm saying it's a remnant of racism. And I'm saying it's a remnant of racism because we've not been allowed the opportunity to see what that looks like. It's the kids running the goddamn house. It's the newest people making the decisions, right? Or at least got the loudest mouths. I don't think they're making the decisions. Because no matter what, if we still go down the pipeline, right, Nas is still probably one of the bigger earners in hip hop. Jay is still probably one of the bigger earners in hip hop. Now, that was the tipping point, the golden age. Was the tipping point where that whole culture became, it just kind of flooded the market. So Big Daddy Kane, the Cool G, that was hip hop was urban. Yeah, it wasn't even played on the radio in Chicago at the time. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, because y'all younger than me.
That was your Wilt Chamberlain to
how we would buy rap albums was go to the plaza and pick the best cover, because we ain't heard this shit. We had the most creative cover.
So I saw a video online that was said this was like the first time in hip hop history that the old rappers are better than the new rappers. Like when we was coming up, every time it elevated. Every time somebody came new, it went up. So it went back. So that might be part of the reason.
That's a great point.
That they are still out here and able to.
That's a great point. Especially considering.
I argue the point though.
Wait, especially considering that you made the basketball analogy, because what you said to the analogy that Pete just said is perfect. This is the first era where I don't feel like basketball is better than the previous era. You know what I mean?
But basketball is young. That's kind of my argument, right? It's just like anything else, right? It's ups and downs, it's ebbs and flows.
Right. So what's this new plateau to where you get a class that's not as good as the class before it, which has never happened in rap or basketball. And I think we are seeing that now. Maybe I could be wrong. I told you Eric sent me wild shit every fucking day to tell me how old I am and how young he is, right? You know what I'm saying? So he would definitely tell me that fucking the baby and Lil Baby and Cardi Baby and all the other babies is better than Nas and Jay and DMX and all that shit.
Look,
so is it us or is that a real thing?
No, it's still remnants of racism, but for me, it fits into where I say we don't have culture. Right now, I know I get pushback on that all the time. But because it's such a young thing to have domination in anything, right? It's a fight, an inbred fight of who's in control. You ain't gonna go in no African household and diminish Fela Kuti. You ain't gonna diminish him, right? You ain't going to no Jamaican house and diminish Bob Marley.
Sure.
You understand what I'm saying? They're not the youngest dude over there. I don't know, Vibes Cartel. They just make up some shit. Now I ain't making it up. Vibes exists.
Yeah.
But he's not gonna get out here and say Bob was a bum.
No.
He's not going to do that.
No, that's blasphemy.
Because that's real culture. As Jamaicans, we own the construct of this culture, right? We don't. We sell it out to the next generation.
Yeah.
We sell it out to white folks, which is why mumble rap exists. Because we couldn't even own the goddamn culture enough to say, this is our standard.
That don't make it in.
That don't get in here.
Yeah.
Right? So what we do, because we all hoes for money, is we keep adjusting and keep sliding the scale, which in my mind undergirds my statement when I say we ain't got culture. And the only reason, not to say we don't create culture, because we do. We do create culture all the time, but we never fucking own it. So, then if we don't own it, whose is it?
So is this Clipse album, or the fact that the old heads pretty much are seemingly, coming out ahead of the younger generation, does this signal that perhaps the standards are coming back in place? Do y'all think? Like, do you expect to see, even with Kendrick, elevating and kind of, I'm using air quotes, surpassing a Drake, for instance.
Sure.
So do we think that this signals that maybe there is some standard being set to hip hop?
No. But I do think, and that's what I mean about the youth though, right? I think everything is circular and it goes in waves, right? So we can go back to LL Cool J or Cool G Rap or all of them. You say it, crisscross, right? That existed in the lexicon. There are going to be these waves of when this comes into play.
Sure.
You understand? But what's rooted is going to always work itself back to what was correct. It's a circle. And not to say this ain't correct. Not to say mumble rap or crisscross is wrong. It has a space. But in a circular movement, you're going to hit all those speed bumps each and every go round the ring. It just is what it is. But because it's such a young thing, and we in this slave mentality where we always competing. Who's the best? Who's this? Who's at the top? We're just some slave shit. It really is, right? You don't hear who's the greatest rock and roller, it ain't even an argument like that. It's not. We accept everybody, right? So you gonna hit all those and I push back on the Clipse being the motherfucking catalyst for this energy. They had a great rollout. Nigga, Nas done released 5 albums in the last, XYZ years, and they've been all critical. He got his first Grammy nod recently. And for fans of hip-hop, niggas be like, man, this is the shit. If Jay say I'm dropping the album tomorrow, hip-hop stops. Jay 50.
For sure.
Without him doing shit, if Jay drop a verse, hip-hop stops.
Right.
So I don't give a fuck who little such and such is. If Jay say I'm dropping a verse, this shit stops.
But again, I'm saying stops to who?
Everybody who pushes a button anywhere.
I don't know about that.
Shit.
I don't know about that, G. Like, these shorties be tweaking, G. All my nephews, like, my nephew Juice, I got 2 nephews, Eric, but both of their asses is crazy, and Juice is crazy. And I be like, what is wrong with y'all? But eventually, I'm just talking to, it's not even their fault, right? It's like, so I can go back and forth with you all day about Jordan and LeBron.
He don't hear me.
He's not going to hear it, and it's not even his fault, right? He's not wrong per se, but it's just like, you have no idea. You have no idea, bro. And I don't know that people their age, you know what I'm saying?
Did I send you the thing?
All 4 of them is 16 to 20, 21. And it's like, all you niggas think that shit.
Did I send you?
All y'all retarded, but y'all don't know that.
But did I send you the thing with the Twitch guy who listened to Illmatic for the first time?
No.
I got to find it because it's beautiful.
That's probably wrong.
It's beautiful.
That's probably wrong.
Right? He's in that 2019, 60. I don't know. He's young. Right? And he's listening to Illmatic for the first time. And he's going through song by song. And he just, how Twitch work. You sit there and listen to whatever the dude talk about for however long he talk about it. And he was like, man, this dude is raw as fuck. Who knew? Right? But that also speaks to what culture looks like. Right? Which is part of why I argue we don't really have it. Right? Because in that culture, you would honor the history of it. That's why you have traditional anything. Because it's part of a culture. Right? When you hear the traditional African garb, that didn't start in 2025. No. You understand what I'm saying? It was rooted in something. And every young generation, because they understand what it's rooted in, still honors that tradition.
I would like to believe, to E's point and her question, I would like to believe that the culture itself is just elevating and graduating a little bit. For the first time. First time they've had an opportunity to do that. Right? If you're talking about Hove, Nas, whatever, right? DMX. If you're talking about that group of people, And then you say, well, go back to 15, 20 years ago, 25 years ago when they was in their prime. Then the shorties we talking about today weren't here or weren't choosing their own music.
Mm-hmm.
So now to have those caliber of people rapping again and be like, oh, this is what shit sounded like, that might be a graduation. That might be an elevation. You know what I mean? To be able to see that in a way that says, okay. And I don't not like I like something new. I like Lil Baby. Like Lil Baby's probably the one I like the most.
Is this the guy with the shorts and the tattoos on his thighs?
I don't know about shorts and tattoos on his thighs.
Disgusting.
Is that what he's doing right now?
I know I'm not supposed to go this way, E, but
you have to bring it to gay shit. I know that.
But I mean, the man has tattoos on his thighs. But anyway,
I ain't seen that, but whatever. But I do like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the first time you get to compare him to somebody of a different ilk, it's like, oh, well, that's fire. That's kind of different. And it might create this education, this evolution process.
Mm-hmm.
That might be worthwhile because I listened to the Clipse album and it's like, man, dog, that's fire. Now, the Clipse, like, do got a cheat code. Like, they do have a cheat code.
What's their cheat code?
Pharrell Williams. Cheat code. Who else is he going to do their whole album for? That's insane. Most people can't get Pharrell for no whole album. Most people can't get Pharrell for a song, right? To get Pharrell on your whole album is a cheat code. That's not to take nothing away from them. I think they always have. But it's still fucking Pharrell. Like.
But see, this is back to culture and history too, though. I don't deem it as a cheat code. I deem it as the root of the genre, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at Snoop and why Snoop becomes Snoop is because Snoop and Dre.
Sure.
Right. So when you look at if we go far enough back,
50 had Dre when he came in.
But if we go far enough back, right, you got Guru and Primo.
Sure.
You got, I said Eric B and Rakim.
Yeah.
Right. How do you
Jam Master Jay
and Run DMC?
Right.
Right. There is a synergy for a sound we created, but as capital comes in,
mm-hmm.
this ain't how we doing this no more,
mm-hmm.
because it's not cost conducive,
mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And we do not want to make this dude a star. Like Boog is my cousin. Boog is one of the top
super
producers in hip hop. Like Boog is on. He sent me a list because I don't pay attention to what's his records no more. It just, it is what it is.
So many of them, first of all.
But he sent me a list, and I was like, damn, you did that. Damn, you did that. Damn, I didn't know you did that.
I like when he just put his platinum joints up at randomly.
And don't say nothing, right?
Like, oh, this shit, y'all did this one too.
But think about how you just said Pharrell, right? And how he's a staple in the lexicon. Boog doing the records that he's done today. Do you think people know Boog's name like they know Pharrell's name? Because he's putting up the numbers that Pharrell and them was putting up.
No, but Pharrell put out albums. Pharrell's been on all in the video, all in the back, come to death row type shit.
But,
you know what I mean?
But my point is my point. Because you don't have the visible status, you can't charge the prices he could charge. It's part of it. It's how capitalism works. It's still divide and conquer.
Mm-hmm.
It still is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And and that's what I mean, and I was trying to say this before you closed out, the elders in this genre and in any genre have responsibility too. Right? Sure. And they got to harken back and make sure that young people know the importance. So when I see Shorty listening to Nas for the first time, even Eric or any of them, there is no necessity of you learning the history of. There is no necessity of you being attached to, right? So what we can say about this generation that you can't say about too many other generations of anything is, and it's probably capitalism, racism, internet, all the shit that comes into play with it. There's a level of detachment from the past. So you think the world started with your 20-year-old ass, and it didn't. Now, traditionally, no one was allowed to do that, right? If you want to do something, you got to study the people who did it, right? But as capitalism starts to honor the nigga who can't even say a sentence and make mumble the value asset, nigga, what I got to learn that for?
Yeah, because we don't control capitalism, but
then you don't control culture if you sell into it.
Sure, I agree with that. But the education is inevitable, right? And so I think back on my own life, not even dissing no shorties or none of that shit. My own self, right? How old are you, Neff? Jalen, how old are you? 19. 19? When I was 19, I was as smart as I ever been in my fucking life. You know what I'm saying? Like at 19, however fucking old you are, that's as smart as you've ever been in your whole life. You included, me included. So 20 years from now, when you 100, you're going to be like, damn, I didn't know shit when I was 80. You know what I'm saying?
It's 19 years. I'm going bald, G. It's crazy out these streets.
It's called Father Time.
It's crazy.
Do me a favor. Do not be one of them hang on niggas.
I ain't going bald
every day.
I'm thinning. So I'm gonna be like my parents. It don't never go away. It just be real light.
Do not be one of them hanging on ass niggas.
I'm hanging on to the end, baby.
If it's back here or it's gone in this joint, it's over with. You got to see what this ball life is about, or catch it early, go get one of them units, and then keep.
I'm not doing the unit, but I went bald I went bald one time before in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Pledging? Pledging?
No. What are you talking about?
I can't imagine why else you would make such a fucking decision.
No, I'm not saying I cut my hair bald. I had a baldy before, cutting it. I'm saying
why.
Like my hair wouldn't grow.
Oh.
And I thought it was age then. Like, damn, nigga, I'm really going bald. But it wasn't that. It was just stress. So I'm assuming I'm just in a stressful place in my life.
Okay.
And it'll catch
it's
back
gonna
up.
Come back up?
Yeah.
Right on. No, I thank God every day for two reasons. On the vein side, I think.
What is his name?
Which
tribe is he from?
On the vein side, I thank God every day that I'm not a short nigga. Like that is.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
And I don't,
Burkina Faso even.
I know it's a lot of, short people out there, but like if you not, I think every day that I'm at least like above average height. I'm 6'1", I'm well above average height. But if I was like 5, if I was like Kevin Hart height, I'll be mad at God every day. I'm not gonna hold you. I thank God every day I'm not that size.
Shit, man, I'm sorry.
You just clearly you love the ball, man.
Clearly.
Shout out. I like.
What tribe are you from?
I love the ball.
We call him bowling ball.
Not
a bowling ball. Milk dud.
No, but look, I'm gonna finish this point and then I'm gonna move. Like, whatever age you are, that's the smartest you ever been, and you think you know all the shit, like all the shit. When I was his age and I was 19, what are you gonna fucking tell me? I'm good. I didn't just graduate high school. I'm in college. I live by myself. All these girls is going. I like my class schedule. I know exactly what I'm finna be, and my future is paying out. And it's boom, 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 boom. It's cracking for me.
So I'm gonna challenge that.
You can't tell me shit. I'm the smartest I've ever been. If I'm the smartest I've ever been, I assume that I know all the shit. And I was true. I was correct. I was the smartest I've ever been. But now that I'm fucking 39, like nigga, you didn't know shit with your dumb 19-year-old ass. Yeah, respectfully, Jalen.
but I'm also gonna challenge that. Right. So we had different upbringings in the sense that I had an old man in the house with me.
Right.
Right. And one of the things that I try to do for my kids too is that my father always built a village of men around me. And if he didn't build it, my uncles built it. And I had this perfect dichotomy of all these different kind of people in my network and in my circle. And just on some boy shit, right? It's interesting. We went to New Orleans this weekend. And, and it was a lot of my a little bit older male cousins there, a little older than Eric. Yeah. And to watch him navigate that and admire, like you could see the reverence.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
It comes easy.
It's immediate reverence.
Give it.
It's immediate
reverence.
It's a
giving respect and like.
Yeah, you don't even know these dudes for real, but immediately, Jesus. Right? Shout out to my cousin Mel.
Shout out to my cousin Mike and rest in peace my cousin
All
Jason.
my life I thought Mel was the greatest shit that ever walked the planet.
Yeah.
And after Mel, it was Uncle Craig. Yeah. And after that, it was my dad. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it was an immediate reverence for those guys. Now, all them guys, me and Mel had fist fights. Uncle Craig that made me angry. My daddy was my daddy, so you know what came with that. It don't never change the level of reverence I have for them. Right? So when them dudes got to speaking, my 17, 16, 19, 50-year-old ass listens.
Sure.
Right? I think I've told you this before. My old man passed away. Like for 2 years, I specifically found myself seeking a relationship from an older man that walked that pathway that I could sit at the feet of, i.e. why me and Uncle Walt so goddamn close, right? So even at 50, there's a level of reverence, and I'm going to shut the fuck down. And I think I know everything now.
Yeah, you do.
Right? But when Uncle Walt talk, I shut the fuck up and listen.
Facts.
Right? It's certain people. When I'm in the room with Jesse Jackson, I shut the fuck up and listen. When I'm sitting at the feet of a minister, I shut the fuck up because I got reverence for those men. Yeah. I ain't saying that come with everybody. Some niggas, you just an old nigga. You just an old nigga, and I ain't giving you that.
It don't come with age per se.
It don't come with age, but just the very ilk of how I was raised up.
Sure.
That I honored that.
Sure.
So when they say it, like, oh man, I got to pay that some attention. I remember working out with Uncle Craig when I was shorty. We 16 or some shit, right? He'd get to playing Jimi Hendrix and shit. Like Uncle Craig played the guitar.
And bad. He used to host classes.
So he's gonna play all these records for me and force me to like, no, this is this, and even if I don't fuck with it, I'm gonna have an understanding of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, all that matters. And why we talking about, Reverence not necessarily coming with age, because I'm almost sure that GC, that Goalden Chyld, is younger than us. I'm almost sure of that. I know he's younger than you, but I'm pretty sure he's even significantly younger than me.
You know his daddy is? We'll get to it. Go ahead.
But salute the Goalden Chyld, man. If y'all not in tune, get in tune with Goalden Chyld. It's Goalden with an A, as in goals. And yeah, it'll be in there, and Chyld with a Y. But shout out to Goalden Chyld, man. The whole unity movement they got going on, man. They laid a strong foundation for it, and now they actually out here like
brokering peace deals,
ending 10, 20-year beefs, and like the main guys involved is taking part in it. And I know because I seen one. One I ain't know none of the guys, and then another night, so I was like, oh, I know both of them sides. They didn't run up to school on each other for real. So shout out to Goalden Chyld on that, man. That's dope. We gotta get Goalden Chyld back on the show. He's been here before, but we gotta get him back on the show to talk about it.
He called me last week, man. He invited me to a meeting when they was trying to not start.
It was like 2 months ago at a church.
Yeah,
I couldn't go.
It was a restaurant on 67. But either way,
it was something like that. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. You remember Soldiers at War? You old enough to remember Soldiers at War?
Orange
and you an Eastside boy, right?
I'm from all East, man. Don't nothing move.
So
if I don't know about it.
Check game. You know who Goalden Child's daddy is?
No.
He was one of the leaders of Soldiers of War, and if you see him, you're gonna be like,
man,
that shit makes all the sense in the world. Okay. And I know that I can't think his name. I feel bad I can't think his name. Yeah. But when I went to the meeting, I saw him, and
they might have moved more cities than anybody in the city.
As soon as I seen him, I said, "You bullshitting me."
They probably moved.
I just stopped and said, "You bullshitting me."
They probably moved more cities than anybody in the history of the city, Joe.
Yeah, man.
Because like you want a bag. All right, well, just take it. They moved more CDs than anybody in the city.
But think about that too, right? So to that point of reverence, and to that point of history, to that point of community, and to the point of culture, right? Goalden Chyld, for people outside the city, Goalden is a rapper. He got a lot of acclaim on some of the recent lyrics he put up, and because it kind of spurred the unity movement.
Yeah, he dope too.
But
man.
that's his daddy.
Child, man.
Like he's in alignment of the
foundation
that his daddy laid down. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just interesting to think about that. Hey man, real quick, because I just brought up the fact that we went to New Orleans this past weekend. I did want to get into Essence Fest.
Okay, cool. And then we'll close out with people you don't like.
We ain't got that kind of time.
No, we do.
Okay,
it don't take that much time.
I'm fine with it. I'll tell it. I'll tell it all.
I don't know.
But it was a lot of pushback around Essence Fest because there was some videos that went out that you showed a sparse crowd at Essence Fest and it looked like nobody showed up.
Sure.
And then all this backlash came about kind of like Essence Fest is losing its culture. You start hearing about Jollof rice competitions and that there's this kind of African influence in Essence Fest now that kind of real shit.
I know.
This was the conversation, right? No, I ain't even being funny.
But I'm laughing. Come on.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you start pulling back the layers and you realize that Essence Fest has been sold to an African sister who's also homosexual, right? Who's a homosexual who's married to a white woman, right? Now, all this shit is important to me, right? Because there are certain tenets to blackness. Shout out to Booby, and I'm going to always shout out Booby.
Shout out to Booby, a.k.a. Dr. Shadon Battle.
Shout out to Booby, because Booby said this shit to us one time, and it just changed my perspective.
She wants to talk about DNA and how that play out.
And it just clarified, in my mind, a way to have this conversation.
Right.
When you start talking about essence of blackness and what blackness is. And what Booby said was, blackness is not a race, it's not an ethnicity. It's a political declaration. And I fucking agree with that, and I'm never going to stand down off of it. It fucking is. Right? It is a political declaration.
We got to get her back on the show.
Absolutely. Right? And when you start thinking about blackness from that kind of construct, what lines up as the tenets of the rules of blackness per se, for lack of a better word, it ain't hard to figure out. Right? It's like if I'm a Golden State Warrior, I know I'm not a Chicago goddamn Bull. And here are the rules of being a Golden State Warrior, right? But if you don't have that jersey, don't have that understanding, you kind of make up the rules as you go.
Who got the ball? You?
Who got the ball?
I play for y'all.
I'm with y'all.
I don't like defense.
I don't like defense, and I'm rolling with y'all, right? But this is so fucking important. Because when you start to see people aligning with homosexuality, because there is also culture attached to homosexuality.
Hey, quick question. I just need a yes or no. Do not give me no long bullshit ass answer.
I can't promise you.
Did you or did you not find yourself at or near the naked bike ride past weekend?
I was in New Orleans.
See? Otherwise.
But look, think about this, y'all. If we think about the history of just the people we know, right? Think about if blackness is a political declaration. Think about the people that you've known in your lives who date white folks. Just date them.
Sure.
Do they line up what will be the construct of a political declaration attached to blackness?
Yes and no.
Really?
I don't know that many, but yes and no. Some yes, some no.
Yeah, I would never agree with that.
Some is yes and no.
I would never agree with that, right? And one of the tenets about homosexuality, where I push all the time, and I always talked about this because there was a guy getting interviewed on VON. He was like, man, I'm gay and I'm black and I'm male and I'm this, that, and the third. And the interviewer asked him, like, who do you align with more, being black and male or being a homosexual? And dude was like, easy, being a homosexual, right? I got cousins that's homosexuals, and they're deeply rooted in this kind of homosexual world, right? We had these conversations, and they talk about all this shit. They talk about these private investment groups. They talk about all this access they receive from being a homosexual, right? And they will openly tell me, too, I will exclude you. You excluded from any of that access, right? I'm talking about investment groups. I just said to these niggas, hey, man, I'll give you some money. You ain't got to speak. I'm with you. Because you got to inroad to access points I know I ain't got into.
Sure.
And he'd be like, nah, I ain't doing it for you. Right? It's my cousin. I love you. Shout out to you. Right? He know I love him. Right? And we've had these conversations a few times. And this with a few of my cousins who's in the LGBTQ world, right? And some of them I line up behind the LGBTQ flag first. Some of them I line up behind the black male flag first. And it's just very interesting to hear those dichotomies. But if blackness is the ethnicity, that's all good. But if blackness is a political declaration, you can't play for two teams.
Okay, so bring it back to Essence Fest.
So back to Essence Fest. For me, from my understanding of it being a political declaration, when I see at the helm of it, you being a black sister, gay or not, it does bring in the thought process of which team you on. And dealing with a white partner, it brings back the conversation of, which team are you on? And no matter what, for me, I'm going to always have that thought when I run into that person. Because as a political declaration, it's hard for me to see not hard for me to see, but if you make those choices, I have to also question which side you're on. Because in my conversation with all these sides of these worlds, the people line up on different sides of the goddamn field often.
Oh yeah. So I see that in a lot of places. I mean, I see that amongst gays. I see that amongst different tax brackets amongst black people. I see that amongst different gangs. I'm GD before I'm black. I'm Crip before I'm black. You know what I mean? Like all that shit. So I see that amongst a vast array of subcultures. That being said, though, on the essence thing, I've gone back and forth about it. If I'm being honest with you. Initially, I was like, damn, that's fucked up. You started to hear the reports about, how they were losing the vendors that weren't there and the people that weren't there and all these types of things. You find out, okay, well, this lady is leading it and she's not a black American and she's married to a white partner and she's like, it's like, okay, maybe the connectivity is lost there. And I still believe that part of it, right? There's a loss of connectivity. We talking to the mayor. I was like, the mayor started talking all that African shit. I'm like, mayor, they don't fuck with us. I don't fuck with them either. Like every first generation, second generation African American was like, yeah, my parents don't fuck with y'all. Come over here, it's crazy. Hell no.
But to that point, though, real quick, so we don't go too far and stray. Africans, obviously black, and they can have black wives in the house. They can have black children in the house. But their understanding of blackness from the political declaration side, we do not align ourselves with that. Right. So when I see somebody trying to anchor themselves into something the opposite team says we don't align ourselves with, why wouldn't you question it?
I agree, but not only that though. Like I went from there and I kind of swayed back a little bit more to understanding that the economic situation in America is so unstable right now that this idea that the average family is going to be like, yo, let's pick up, go to New Orleans for Essence Fest, spend 5-6 bands, whatever's going to take a couple few people, and like that just might not be where most people are right now in the black community, right? Specifically, and I don't think most people are in that space right now to be like, yo, okay, I got 5-6 bands to throw to go down to Essence right now. It's like I can't really fuck with it. I don't think that's where most black businesses are right now to say, hey, let me gamble, because it's a gamble. Anytime you a vendor at anywhere, whether you're a vendor at Passport Vibes, shout out to Dot Daily, shout out to everybody involved with Passport Vibes here in Chicago. Y'all did y'all think that shit was dope as fuck. Salute. But whether you vending somewhere like that or you vending somewhere like Essence, it's a gamble, right? You got to put this money up front to get the spot, and then you hope you're gonna sell that much to get it back, and then it's like, well, maybe I
saw one thing. I have two questions, or I have a statement and a question. I saw one thing online where a restaurant in New Orleans, a black-owned restaurant in New Orleans, was complaining. Obviously, this is just one person, so we can't really use that to gauge. But they were complaining that they weren't invited back after, 10 plus years to be a vendor. And so
that's
they were
disconnectivity right there.
Right. So they got out and said, we've always been a partner for, 10 plus years or however many years it was, and I wasn't invited back this year. I was thinking about this morning, though, in regards to African people, people who date interracially, and blackness. I do believe that black, because my thought this morning was that, like, okay, race is a social construct, we all know, right? Anyway, sure. We should all just be, one race. But across the world, not just, in the States, black is, a political statement, I believe, but definitely in the United States.
Should be.
You said it should be?
Yeah.
I fit, okay, and that's the question.
I wasn't trying to cut you off, but I think it should be more so than it is.
Finish your thought, though. I want to hear your thought, though.
I'm wondering, do y'all think that people who are not from America, so Africans, Caribbean folks, whoever else, right, that whose skin color is black, but they don't necessarily consider themselves black, should it be required for them to adopt their blackness as a political statement if they don't identify as black? Like, so will that be better for us?
Required by who?
Wait. Required by black people. Like, is that better for black folks, or does it really even matter?
No, it absolutely matters. It absolutely matters. Yeah. And be clear, black is a reference point term only for American black people, because
black Americans.
We cannot connect ourselves to a continent or a tribe or da-da-da-da. So black is a relatively new term. Matter of fact, Jesse Jackson came up with the term African American. We could reach back and name the people who came up with every term.
So then, not even to cut you off, but so then if black is a reference point for us, people who were born in America, black Americans, that's not, an African person, for instance, can connect themselves back to a tribe.
But that's what I'm explaining to you. If you're on the continent of Africa, you're not going to meet one African that says, I'm black. They're never going to say that.
Right.
They're not even going to say I'm African.
They're not even going to say I'm Ghanaian.
Right? They're going to say I'm Ghanaian and I'm Igbo, because they can trace it back. Blackness is only a reference point to being anti-whiteness. That's why we own the political declaration naming of it. Mm-hmm. All we are is not you white people.
Right.
Right. So because we cannot anchor ourselves back to an actual region or tribe, blackness has become the American black identity. Okay. So what happens, though, because we cool and because it's fly and because it's sellable and it's marketable,
who got the ball?
When you get your ass over here, it's who got the goddamn ball.
Now you black.
And it ain't never been that. And the minute they leave, they ain't black no more. They Nigerian again. They're Igbo again. They're Jamaican again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with that. But the reason why it matters is because you can leverage that here and access our culture, access our opportunities.
Same way they don't
access
say
our
white in
interests,
Australia or.
right? But while you simultaneously do that in your household, you saying don't fuck with them.
Right. Exactly.
That's a problem for me.
Exactly.
Right? So when you got, again, at the helm of Blackness, here's this African sister, wait, hold up, hear me out, who buys Essence magazine, right? Essence is rooted in Black American culture. So I bought it because it's fucking profitable.
Is that she got it? She bought it, or she like just appointed the president CEO or some shit?
Well, however it came,
I don't know if she bought
even
it.
if she's employed there, it's still anchoring into Black American culture.
Should they be, they being non-American Black folks, should they be making this political declaration, or is it okay for them to, the point aside from the fact that they take advantage of, being Black while here, and then once they're gone, they're not. I understand that. I'm not debating any of this. I'm literally asking for the sake of the conversation.
Should you be able to go to Nigeria and tell Nigerian radio, we ain't fucking with Burna Boy no more, we like Chris Brown, and this is what we gonna play all day?
No. But what I'm saying is, should they take that political declaration? Like, should they be doing that?
Have to come with teeth. If I say, if I walk up to somebody sitting in the chair and say, you have to get up. Have to get up must come with teeth. I gotta get up or what?
Or respect.
So we can say, right, but the respect is already gone. They've never shown that. So we beyond that point now. I've already said you shouldn't sit there, or if you do sit there, you should behave like this, you should do like that. Now you're just sitting there doing your own shit. Now I come over there.
Right.
You got to get up.
I'm just asking, in y'all opinion, do y'all think it would be better for Black Americans if, when they do come over, that they make that political declaration as a Black person now that they're here occupying the space?
No, you can't make the political declaration.
Oh.
Just like I can't go to Nigeria and become a fucking Nigerian. I'm still a Black American. Right? I can't come to Nigeria and be like, I'm Igbo.
This shit come with
You're
shit.
saying this just should be.
I'm saying
we Nigerian.
It come with shit.
And it's not a knock, right? But that's how, if I went to Nigeria I'm African in spirit. I ain't never denying that shit. I have an affinity for the motherland, and I ain't never even touched the fucking soil.
Right.
You understand? But I could never go to the continent and not be seen as an outsider. Because I'm a fucking outsider.
So if we talk about the Black experience.
Right? This ain't my experience, right? So when I'm as a guest in your house, I'm gonna respect your fucking house because it's your house and your rules. I'm not coming in dictating what happens in your house.
Right.
That's the same thing we mad at white folks for. It is a colonizing behavior, but we allow it and keep accepting it with a camaraderie feel. No, we ain't comrades, G. You're a fucking oppressor at this point.
Let me say this other part too, because I don't want to leave this part out of my back and forth with the Essence thing.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say something else about the Essence thing too.
It was the African sister, not being a Black American. It was, I swung it back on the pendulum on the economic pieces. I think that part is very, very real. Even more so than just Essence fucked up or did this. Just the economic state of America is like, niggas couldn't really go this year. But then also, seen a recent photo of the Essence board.
It's ridiculous.
This is the whitest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The fucking Essence Festival board is one of the whitest pictures I've ever seen.
I'm glad you said, because that's kind of where I want.
How the fuck do y'all even know who to get?
That's kind of what I wanted to get to, right?
And how the fuck do y'all know to make this
feel
connected to us?
Two things I want to get to.
Like that don't. To me, that was like y'all already got the non-Black American head, and then y'all have a 95% non-Black board deciding what this shit is gonna be. Miss me.
So two things I wanted to get to. One, like I said, I was in New Orleans last weekend, right? I'm talking to the Uber drivers. I'm talking to, like, man, how was Essence Fest? Because it was the previous week.
Yeah.
One, they all said, man, this shit was packed. It was cracking. It was a crowd. Everybody was there. All the New Orleans restaurants and all the. So the public imagery of it that we've seen is not the expression of it on the grounds. On the grounds, it was a traditional Essence Fest for them. It was what it always has been. It was a moneymaker for the town. It was good for tourism.
Could have scaled it back in terms of space. Like, so I think the example that one of the veteran Black reporter dudes.
Check in. What they're saying is all the videos that we saw was opening act videos. right? This is only the crowd pre the major performers. This is only the crowd. I'm saying people on the ground saying it was cracking.
So it's just like this major like blogger dude, black dude, you know, one of them gay dudes in the shit. And he like, no, he was like, y'all hating on Epstein's like it wasn't that. He like, it was that. He's like, I will say that there were fewer vendors. He's like, I will say that some of the shit could have been a little bit better. He's like, all they need to do though at this point is just scale it back. He was like, they got that huge convention center that's got 100 million square feet. He's like, all they need to do is say, well, we really only need 50 million square feet. And it won't feel so wild and
yeah, I don't know.
Vacated.
Right?
That's what he said.
What I'm saying is,
but he always at them shits.
Boots on the ground, people said the city was up.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't care if it was up or not. I think what's important is that this is a conversation that needs to be had. Right? Because I talk about it all the time, right? Kamala Harris is an Indian. Barack Obama is an, if anything.
Did you say Barack Obama?
Your boy. He is a.
That's your man.
He's the realest version of an African American, right? So when we start talking about blackness as a political declaration, right? We go back. We can keep going down the line like where these non-native people, even if we pull back the layers of hip hop, right? And we say hip hop is largely from the East and the West Coast. If we start pulling back the ethnic origins of a lot of these rappers, they really not of the political ilk of black experience. They're Trinidadian or Jamaican, or like if we pull it back, right? Because New York is a hodgepodge of that kind of immigrant culture, and everybody adapts. But to the point of how overcompensation works, when you really ain't from it, right? You model it in a way that usually is a caricature or a parody, right? I talk all the time about me having in my high school years in Iowa, and I tell people that was some of the most dangerous years of my life.
That's not the way you said it, and I don't like the way you just said it. You got to say it the way you always say it.
What?
When I was 15, I got in trouble. I had to move to Sea Rapids, Iowa.
Yeah, when I was 15, I got in trouble.
Say it the right way, man. People used to it a certain way. I'm fucking around. Come on.
Whatever. But my point is, it was a lot of dangerous shit happening because they were parodying what they thought was street behavior. Right? And me being from 95th Street, I was like, you niggas crazy.
People die behind this goofy shit.
People die behind this goofy shit. Right? But to them, it was like boys in the hood. Somebody gonna yell cut, everybody gonna get the fuck up. This ain't how this shit work.
This was last week was like the 20th anniversary of Ricky's murder.
I saw the obituaries going out.
R.I.P. to Ricky, 20 years.
Salute to Ricky, man.
Long live Ricky,
man. You in our hearts, baby.
Yo, Doe, let me out.
Yo, Doe. But yeah, man, I just think that's a conversation that really needs to be had. We really need to anchor ourselves into what that looks like. I think that even with the mayor being on here, and he made the statement that 1 in 10 black Americans is not of they're not of America. They're like out the immigrant populations. When we look at the data, and that's why I brought it up when the mayor was here. When we look at the income data, Indians are number 1. Nigerians are number 2. Right? If that isn't circulating into 75th Street, into Watts, then you ain't with us, bro.
Yeah, that matters. Let me ask you this, since you brought the mayor real quick. How do you think that went? How do you think that conversation in general went? I
got 2 different opinions.
All right, well, I'll go first then. I really only got one. I thought the episode with the mayor featured on Urban 2 was pretty good. I thought the mayor, showed up. Well, I thought it was dope that he came here. Like, he ain't like, y'all come to the 5th floor of City Hall and we can talk for a while. And, you know, Pete bring all the shit and set up in there. It was like, no, he came to our crib to chill, and I thought it was pretty cool.
We are who we are.
Salute to us. I do think his natural inclination to lean on
talking points,
exactly, right? This politicians thing came through, and I personally, as point guard of this show, you being the phenomenal 2 guard that you are, but as point guard of this show, I felt like I let him roll too long on some shit. It was like, I should have been like, hey, Mr. Mayor, respectfully, shut the fuck up. Okay? We have things we need to get into. I only say that because I thought it was super, super cool.
Now, wait a minute, y'all.
Time out.
Y'all worried about my wild shit?
Time out. No, I'm not being disrespectful to the mayor, whatever. He came, it was super dope. I thought he was super cool. I thought he was very personable, relatable. I thought all of that came through. It's just sometimes we would ask relatively simple things, and he would go on his political thing. And I don't even think he was doing it on purpose. It's just a thing they get used to doing, and they go that way. And so only from a viewership standpoint, I would have liked it to be much more conversational, the interview, and then we were trying to have it that way. But even in the conversation, when it was his time, he was like on the point, and he said some real shit. I'm not taking none of that away from him. I'm super grateful that he came. I thought he was pretty freaking good, to be honest with you. I'm saying I should have did a better job of making sure that we was having more of this conversational, natural flow thing than this interview one-on-one thing. That's just how I personally felt about it. Aside from that, I thought the mayor did a really good job of explaining himself and letting his own self come through as a West Sider. We had some fun with him. He engaged in some of those jokes. He rightfully disengaged from some of those jokes. But man, shout out to the mayor, man. If you happen to tune into this one, man, we appreciate you coming through, for real. Thank you so much for doing that, for having that conversation with us on a regular level, on a just chill, let's talk about it level. Like we told you, we didn't have no desire to be attacking. Some people have been like, yo, y'all should have been more of this or more of that, more whatever the fuck. Like, we want to have a conversation with the man. All that political shit was kind of, whatever. But either way, I'm glad he came. I thought it was pretty good. I personally wish, which I always do, whether it's just me and you or whether I'm talking about some bear shit or some hosting shit, whatever, I always think I should have done some shit better. That's just what I think I should have did better there. But I thought the mayor was pretty good, man. Again, salute to the mayor, his team, and to Crystal for setting that up.
I think that's the duality of my perspectives.
Yeah.
I think in here with it, I felt the way you felt, like he controlled the conversation. And I've said this before.
I didn't feel that.
So hold up, let me finish my statement. I've said this before, because I had an opportunity to interview him on a terrestrial station. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, he taught me a valuable lesson. Mm-hmm. And it was all in skill and technique of how he really set up a platform where he could avoid me being able to challenge his answers. Mm. I was like, man, I respect it. I learned. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, I see what you did there, and I respect it. Now, when he came in here, I felt very similar, right? But then when I watched it back, I felt very different. Mm. And what I mean by that is, and even from the responses that I got, most of the people who've talked to me about it or even watched it and commented online, a lot of people are saying, man, y'all humanized him for the first time.
Yeah, I've seen a lot
now,
of that.
In that vein, he still, did what a mayor would do. He's a politician. It is what it is. But we didn't stray very far from who we are. And in the midst of it, I thought we did. Oh, I don't even want to say stray, but we tried to respect the seat, right? But when I doubled back, somebody sent me, because one of the promo pictures we put out, he was like, man, y'all niggas is cool. That man ain't said nothing that funny, because we died.
I saw one comment as soon as I said, I knew that's what they was getting to. They didn't say it that way. It was like, oh, the mayor must be funny as hell. And I'm like,
right.
I don't even know what we were laughing at, but
it wasn't the mayor. It was your ass said some wild shit, and it was funny.
I'm funny as hell.
And I'm funny as hell. So it was funny. I don't give a fuck if you hear that.
Welcome to our funny ass world, Mr. Mayor.
We're fucking laughing. I'm funny. You here, laugh with us or don't, motherfucker. This is funny. But that's kind of the point I'm making.
Yeah.
Right. So
shout out to Ezel for the photography, for the photos too. He did his thing.
And doubling back and listening to it, you know what I mean? I was like, oh damn, man, we were us, right? And as long as that's the case, I'm cool. Right, and I think him being here benefited from being able to sit with us.
Cool dudes.
Right, and people can feel how they want to feel, man. Look, I got a certain level of reverence for the mayor, to be quite honest with you. I had a certain level of reverence for Lori Lightfoot.
Me too.
Right, people can say what they want to say, but consider the alternative, right? And in considering his term, he's been faced with immeasurable odds that he had no control over. Right, and what he's doing, and we reap the benefits of it. He's on the tour right now. He's on the tour to win the hearts and minds of black people, and I think he deserves a shot.
Always consider your level of ignorance, and I think for me personally, I feel like that's always been a skill of mine. Like, I have a strong opinion about something one way or other, but I will also always bring in and factor in my level of ignorance about said thing. I ain't never been a fucking mayor. I don't know what happens when you walk in as the boss on the 5th floor of the 3rd largest city in America. Like you reference that position as being one of the most powerful in this country, like anywhere, and I think that's true. I don't have no level of, I don't know what the fuck that's like. You know what I'm saying? So I factor that in when I'm assessing something, when I'm judging someone, and I do that, all the time, all around. So,
and again, it's easy for us, and it goes back to slavery. It goes back to the conversation we was having about the NBA and the conversation around hip hop. We attack us with a different reverence than we attack anybody else because it's the only place that you can be comfortable and attack.
Yep. That's why that's why I asked him like one of the most basic things ever. Like, what do you think when you hear police sirens in this city? You know what I'm saying? Like little shit, like something like that, something that small where we all hear 20, 30, 50, 100 times a day, depending on where you live. What the fuck do you hear? What do you think when you hear that shit, Mr. Mayor? And I was like, you just cross your face like, please, please, please. It was funny, but it was like, no, seriously though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a different situation. So I thought it was cool. I'm glad he came.
I know we finna get out of here, but I want to stay in the vein of politics for just real quick. Mm-hmm. Have you all paid attention to the conversations that's arising around the Epstein case?
A little bit.
Okay, so there's a lot of news around the Epstein case. The names attached to the ledgers who were sleeping with these little girls, and it's a lot of trails leading back to Donald Trump. Now, this is not new news.
No.
Right? But there's also something else happening where, did y'all see the video of the attempted assassination when you saw the Secret Service anchor the photographers into position to get the right picture?
I'm from the one like, yeah, for sure.
Right.
I thought you were talking about some new shit. Yeah.
So, but this is new. This is new footage of how they.
No.
Listen. No. This is very new footage.
No, way before the shot, they put them. Yeah, way before the shot, they put them all in a little, what'd you call it?
No, this is
trench.
Different. No, this is different.
Right here for the shot.
No, this is different, and it's important,
okay,
right? Because this is after the shot. After the shot is taking place, you see Secret Service grabbing them, In any situation, what Secret Service is supposed to do is secure the president, secure the environment around the president.
Yeah.
There's a specific Secret Service agent after the shot anchoring photographers to get the front view shot of the president.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is some shit you would never see in any secure situation. Now all this is neither here nor there. I don't give a fuck about none of that. What I give a fuck about is that, again, back to Nostradamus shit and how you pay attention to media and how media works.
Yeah.
Right? There's something happening where the MAGA elites are starting to separate from Trump. And they're putting all of the access points in play for us to denounce, impeach something. Right? I don't know. I think Trump is a cancer, and it is what it is. Mm-hmm. I don't know what he's done to piss off his base to where they're willing to make this move or what they're afraid of. But it's just very interesting to me. And we ain't got to go down the line or in the rabbit hole. But just pay attention. They're going to impeach that man.
Let's get out of here on this. And I know you also don't like Hov and President Obama. We'll get to that on another time. But in the vein of such conversation, I recently had my car stolen. Should I have gone to social media about it? Should I have started a whole campaign about people stealing my car? Did you see your man's get his car stolen?
I didn't. I heard something about it. I don't know nothing about it. He's suing them for $1 million. What kind of car he had? Where you trying to get $1 million? Why everybody you don't like got to be my man's?
Shit, man. Wait, first of all, I didn't say I didn't like him.
Do you like him?
I went to his mayoral announcement party. I donated to his campaign.
You donated to his campaign?
Yeah, I wrote him a check that
you
day.
You a real sucker. Jesus.
Yeah, I went.
Bored every day.
I went that
day.
Who
knew?
Yeah, what was that, 4 years ago, 3? No, that was 5 or 6 years ago now.
I'm embarrassed. Don't you ever say you get him no money out loud. Yeah. That
made all the sense in the world to me.
Keep walking down the embarrassment road, but okay.
Do you ever seen me fucking embarrassed?
You don't have to be. I am sitting next to you. That's what's happening here. But anyway, so listen.
Your man's
two
got
things is happening with both of your mans. That man and the other man.
Your
you see the other man?
Got his truck stole.
You see your other man in that same line of work?
No. What do you do?
he beat the hell out of somebody last night on camera, or the night before.
A dude, right?
A man.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Why you say man?
We gotta go.
We gotta go! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Appreciate y'all for tuning in to this episode of Herb and Two. Thank y'all so much. Hey, shout out to everybody who has bought one of the Herb mugs. There's another one if you
salute to all my friends who keep helping him out by buying 2.
Your friends keep buying my mug.
No, I said 2.
Well,
both of them.
No,
right? Because we're economically solvent.
My friends are doing.
Well, your friends only buy one because they're poor. My friends are economically solvent, so they buy 2.
There's a whole DM right now.
Shout out to all her
my
poor friends.
Like, I'm here for the whole team. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know that. But the vast majority of the sales for my friends who are economically solvent buy both of them. Your poor friends purchase one. I appreciate your poverty.
I'm not going to tell y'all by how many mugs the Herb mug is smoking the 2 mug. And don't you tell me.
You up by 2 right now.
Cap.
You up by 2 right now.
Okay, well, I don't want to hear.
Check the score.
Don't put the whole numbers out there. But if he say I'm up by 2.
And I was up by 1 last week. I'm going to start telling my economically solvent friends, don't support the campaign. I can't do that. You need help.
This is cap.
It is what it is.
This is cap.
Hey.
But anyway, we got to go,
I'm a better human being.
Make sure y'all go to herb2.com. The mugs are available. Some other things are available. Shout out to Jay Ivy, man. This calendar book, picture book has been there for a while.
First of all, we have to be clear. Like, the craftsmanship, the color coordination combos, it's all better. It's all better. So, you say what now? Of course. That's why I made mine better. So, when you purchase it, just know you're getting a better quality product when you purchase the 2 mug. Now, get into whatever you want to do with Jay Ivy.
Shout out to people doing all the hard work behind the camera. Shout out to E4O for merely being E4O. She's AKA Mama. Yo, E, I watched the Nelly and Ashanti reality show. Apparently, Ashanti Mama made
Remember what I said
jerk.
about her multitude of behaviors that I don't never...
And
That's one of them right there.
I'm about to close it
Mr.
out.
Nude Biker over here. Get the fuck out of here.
That's one of them right there. I watched Nelly and Ashanti.
Y'all be good to each other. Peace.
Salam alaikum.
Why would you put your legs up like that? That's just weird.
Oh, my God. I watched the Nelly